meeting, May 11th, 2021. City Council Chambers, 6 p.m., 938 Fresno Street. Notice this meeting will be held in accordance with Executive Order N 29-20 issued by California Governor Gavin Newsom on March 17, 2020. The Ralph M. Brown Act, California Government Code Section 54950, and the Federal Americans with Disability Act. This meeting will not be physically open to the public. All members of the public may participate in the meeting via video conference at https://zoom.us/j/95271810149 with the passcode of 142858, and via teleconference by calling 669-900-6833, meeting ID 95271810149, passcode of 142858, and will be given the opportunity to provide public comment. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the invocation. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance
to the
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This evening, our prayer will be prayer for God to give us wisdom and clarity. Dear God of wisdom, we seek your help today. Come and let your wisdom fall upon us. O Lord, as we gather for this meeting, give us clarity so that we can effectively tackle each part of today's agenda. Reveal problem areas and show us the best solutions that will apply. Point our eyes to every possible outcome since the last meeting, and let these favorable results and development encourage every heart in this meeting. Dear God, help us apply your wisdom as we decide on certain matters and make plans. This we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Leroy. Item number 4, roll call.
Councilmember Ball,
Present.
Councilmember McDonald,
Here.
Councilmember Pimentel,
John? Where you at, John? Turn your mic on, John.
He's here.
Your mic, John.
Here.
Mayor Pro
I
Tem
don't know what
Candia,
happened. I'm sorry, I'm here. Something went wrong. I didn't turn it off.
Mayor Pro Tem Candia, and Mayor Graham.
Here. Item number 5, declaration of conflicts of interest. None. Seeing none, we'll move to item 6, ceremonial matters. None. Items from the public, non-agenda items. Nubia, you want to? Yeah.
Yes, I'll give some instructions. Good evening, council, and members of the public. For any members of the public that wish to participate in tonight's meeting, you can do so in one of 3 ways. You can raise your hand by pressing the raise hand button under the participant tab. If you're calling in by phone, you can press *9 and that'll get you in line for public comment. And alternatively, you can send the host a message in the chat channel and we will read your comment into the record. So I'm going to give everybody just an opportunity to raise their hand if they so wish at this time. And I do not see any hands raised at this time, Mayor.
Okay. We'll move on to item 8, consent calendar. A, waive all readings of ordinance and resolutions except by title. B, approval of warrants. C, approval of the minutes of the April 27th, 2021 meeting. D, adopt resolution 2021, next number, a resolution authorizing the extension of the abandoned vehicle abatement program fee abatement program fee until April 30th, 2032. E, adopt resolution 2021, next number, a resolution of concurrence and support of the Stanislaus CDBG fiscal year 2021-2022 annual action plan. F, adopt the resolution 2021, next number, a resolution expressing opposition to the proposed housing legislation and support actions to further strengthen local control. G, adopt resolution 2021, next number, ratifying memorandum of understanding between the city of Newman and the operating engineers local number 3 miscellaneous bargaining unit. And H, adopt resolution 2021, next number, ratifying memorandum of understanding between the city of Newman and the operating engineers of local number 3 public works bargaining unit.
I move that we adopt and calendar consent for May 11th, 2021. Second.
We have a first and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0 with 1 absent. Item number 9, public hearings. A second reading and adoption of ordinance 2021, next number, an ordinance approving development agreement 21-01, next number, for Matos Ranch subdivision.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll take this one. This is a continuation item from our last council meeting. So this will be the second reading and possible adoption of the ordinance for the Matos Ranch development agreement. This project was originally approved in 2006 and it subdivides 12.6 acres into 106 single-family lots. Subsequent to that approval, the council approved a development agreement in September 2008 to govern the development of the Matos Ranch project. That was a 7-year development agreement. However, in June of 2015, the council approved a 3-year extension, and then in 2018 approved a new 2-year extension. So that original development agreement expired in September of 2020. Subsequent to that, in January of this year, the council had made some determinations based upon some state legislation that this map was eligible for a time extension, and that extended it out to September 2022. And so the developers just asked that we look at reestablishing the development agreement and having it with an expiration of the same time, which would be September 23rd of 2022. So with that, I can answer any questions you have, Mayor. We do ask that whoever, if there's a motion to adopt the ordinance, that they include the wording that authorizes staff to publish a summary of said ordinance as part of it. So that way that allows us to go ahead and publish the summary without having to publish the whole ordinance in the newspaper. So with that, I can answer any questions. And again, this is a public hearing.
Okay, we'll go ahead and open up to the public. Nubia?
If there's any members of the public wishing to provide public comment on this item, this is the time to do so. You can raise your hand by pressing the raised hand button, *9 on your phone, or you can send a message in the chat channel. And I do not see any hands at this time, Mayor.
Okay, we'll bring it back to council. Does council have any questions?
Yeah, Michael, is this particular property, is it a part of our master plan for development?
No, not the Northwest Newman Master Plan. No, it is not. This project is actually located on Prince Road, just immediately south of the Rolling Hills multifamily project.
Okay.
Over on that side So one of the reasons why this project, I believe, has lingered so long is FEMA changed the flood maps,
Right.
And they have to bring some dirt to fill that up. So my understanding is, though, it is starting to get some interest for development due to the city being out of available lots.
Right.
Any other questions? All right, seeing none, I'll bring it to you guys for action.
I move that we adopt ordinance 2021, the ordinance approving the development agreement for number 2101 for the Metro Ranch subdivision.
With the summary of the ordinance.
with the summary of the ordinance.
I'll second that.
We have a first and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I,
Motion carries 4-0 with one absent. Moving to item number 10, regular business. A, adopt resolution 2021, next number. A resolution initiating proceedings for the levy and collection of assessments for the lighting and landscape maintenance district for fiscal year 2021, 2022, and ordering the preparation of the engineer's report.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll take this item. In 1972, the Landscape and Lighting Act was adopted, which allows cities to process an assessment on properties to maintain improvements in the area. Some of the improvements are all the landscaping that's around subdivisions, storm drain lift stations, basins, street lighting, and things of that nature. Every year we do this process. I'm explaining a little bit further for the benefit of our new council members. This is a process that we go through every year. The first step of this process is to initiate the proceedings. If you adopt this resolution tonight, that will give NBS, who is a consultant that handles this for us, the authority to start the process, develop an engineer's report. That report will include all the parcels that we have in our 15 zones. And then it will, they'll go through and compare the budget, look at what improvements need to be maintained. They'll look at cost of living increases in California. They'll look at everything to do with these assessments and what we need to be able to maintain those assessments. And they'll put it into an engineer's report. And then the next resolution will bring that back. We'll share that engineer's report with you. Then you'll have a chance to adopt that. And then there's another step where after you adopt that engineer's report, then you will notice an intent to levy the assessments on the parcels. And then the final step will conduct a public hearing, and we will authorize the tax rolls to assess those parcels. The next meeting, you'll get the engineer's report, so you can look at what the assessments consist of. They're based on actual zones. So for instance, a zone that has more improvements that need to be taken care of, their assessment might be more. And then maybe a smaller area that doesn't have as much to take care of, it doesn't cost as much to take care of it. Maybe they have fewer street lights and such, less landscaping, their assessment's not quite as much. And so you'll get the engineer's report, and you can look at previous reports if you're curious on our website. Those are listed on there. And so the item before you tonight basically gives us authority to initiate the proceedings, and I'll take any questions.
All right, are there any questions?
have any questions on that? Nope.
We'll just go and open up to the public just in case.
Any members of the public wishing to provide public comment on this item can do so at this time. And I do not see any hands raised at this time, Mayor.
I'll bring it back to council for action.
I move to adopt resolution number 2021, a resolution initiating proceedings for the levy and collection of assessments for the lighting and landscape maintenance district for fiscal year 2021, 2022, and ordering the preparation of the engineer's report.
All right, we have a first. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0 with one absent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 11, items from County Supervisor Condon.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, council. Happy to be here with you all again tonight. I did want to just give a brief update on the Crows Landing Air Base, which I have done through email in the past, but Phase one infrastructure construction is looking to start in the fall of 2021, so the fall of this year, and completed by spring of 2023, which that phase one includes water, sewer, utilities, roadways, mass grading, and entry landscape. So we're very excited as that progresses forward, and then eventually getting a good developer out there so we can develop that project. Besides that, I will be sending an email details regarding the Hills Ferry Road River Bridge replacement project and the details regarding that. And also the Kilburn Road over Orristimmer Creek replacement, which construction will commence later on in the year, and then hopefully anticipated completed by 2022. So those are just a couple projects I'll be sending out in my email report to the council. Besides that, we did have our second Westside Healthcare Task Force meeting in Patterson. We did hold it in person with an option to Zoom. We had roughly 14 participants overall, with about 6 or 7 in person. We did have an election of our new officers, which the new president of the Westside Healthcare Task Force is Gustine City Council Member Dennis Brazil. The vice president is Patterson City Council Member Siobhan Alves. The secretary is Tiffany Ferratino, who is with the city of Gustine. And then our treasurer is a returning the committee, Ann Stokman. And we'll be having our next meeting in the city of Newman, since we alternate between the 3 cities of Patterson, Newman, and Gustine. Mr. Holland, if I could work with you and with Allie possibly on trying to find a spot, maybe I could have Russell reach out to Allie and kind of coordinate where the best place would be 6 weeks from now. So things will hopefully, be fully open past June 15th, so we can work with you guys to come up with the best location. And then of course, we welcome everybody to attend.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Supervisor, any questions for the supervisor?
So is that a public meeting, Supervisor Condon?
Of course, yeah, it's the Westside Healthcare Task Force is a public meeting. We'd welcome anybody. Of course, we would like, an RSVP for head count, just to accommodate, and we are going to be social distancing and all that and taking all the precautions, but it's welcome to the public. If anybody would like to attend from the council, we'd be more than happy to have you.
Great.
And it's good to hear that the Crow's Landing Air Base is moving along. That's good news.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Item 12, items from the city manager and staff.
Thank you,
Michael?
Mayor. Yes, thank you, Mayor. So I sent you out an email not too long ago to let you know that LAFCO did approve our phase 1 for the annexation. And as you know, that's 55 acres, give or take, with some right of way of business park land. So we're excited about that. Now there's still a 30-day reconsideration process, and then ultimately you have to do a protest hearing. But with substantial property owner support out there, I believe it's going to be favorable in our way. So we're excited about that. And to kind of use that to dovetail what we have into our next one, as you know, recently Congress passed the American Rescue Plan, which gives monies to local communities, cities, and counties. Right now, tentatively, the city of Newman is scheduled to receive $2.2 million. And that's going to be we have to use that by 2024. Some of that allows us to do water and sewer improvements as part of that. And we don't have the final list of things we can do. So what we're going to do is bring you a full list, and then you can choose from some projects to choose from. One of those projects we believe would be under consideration would be the council to look at using some of those funds to bring water and sewer into the newly annexed area to help kind of jumpstart that area there. And if we can do that, then we would probably be completing a lot of that infrastructure right around the same time Crow's Landing is. And so as they start to develop, maybe some of those accessory support businesses could also start looking at Newman and possibly coming over here to the west side and start developing some jobs. But we'll get back to you more on the American Rescue Plan and a financing plan for the infrastructure. We will be doing a full infrastructure financing plan for the Northwest Newman project. So we're working on that, getting that in there. With that, we're starting to get some interest from developers about developing in Newman. At this time, most of that interest is centered around residential. And a lot of that also requires projects to be annexed into the city. So I probably have already, in addition to our project, we have at least 3 or 4 other projects that people want to throw at us in terms of trying to get their project annexed into the city. So we'll look at our general plan, see what that allows, and then we'll ultimately come back to the council and get some direction on how they would like to proceed in moving forward in terms of expanding the city boundaries. It's always important that we manage development accordingly so that we as a community can provide the services necessary for those new residents and business that are coming into our town, and that we don't grow too fast. So, but we'll want to have a conversation with the council on that. And so it's always important for us to understand that we cannot go faster than we can provide those services. So, and also, past councils have always said, we'll talk to again to the news council is, when we look at projects being annexed into the city, we look at the value they're bringing to the city as well. You know what I mean? This is a two-way street. It has to enhance the community of Newman. It's not just take away from it. So, but again, we'll have a meeting with the full council before we even consider moving too far forward with any of these annexations. And then lastly, and Allie's going to spread the details on it, Mayor, but happy to report that Allie's been working with Rite Aid and all them, and there will be a vaccination clinic coming to Newman here shortly. And it's going to be done in conjunction with the farmers markets that are occurring right now. So, but she'll give you the details on those. So.
All right. Any questions for City Manager Holland?
I'd just like to say thank you so much, Michael, for you. One is thinking out of the box and then looking at a bigger picture and being very cautious and safe. Cities on the west side, sometimes they move too fast and they have heartaches. And we see some of the cities on the west side, I don't need to name them. We know who they are. They're having problems. So with that, I just want to commend you and thank you so much, for your due diligence in terms of how you work to keep us in a safe place, and you and your staff, and I praise you for picking and choosing the right people to serve us here in the city of Newman. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you.
All right. Allie, good evening.
Hi, good evening, Mayor, council members. I'm back. My phone
awesome.
disconnected. I'm sorry?
She's in San
The
Francisco.
farmers market was awesome. It turned out great.
Thank you. Speaking on the farmers market, we had 54 spots taken at our market. So our market was pretty full. We have a wait list of about 10 vendors waiting to get into our market. But overall, it was a great success. Now, with the event being bigger, it's harder to see how many people come and go out of the market. But we have done everything in our power to keep it safe. And a lot of the vendors sold out of their food. So that's a good sign that the market is doing good. Market nights, now I know I wasn't here for the last meeting, are Friday evenings from 3:30 to 7:30. We go a little bit later if the vendors need some time to clean up. And it's in our downtown area, both on the west and the east side. I know I've spoke about it in the past, but come on out if you can. And if you're wanting to come out, check it out. It's definitely a family-friendly event in the afternoons on Friday nights. With that being said, we have collaborated with Rite Aid. So Newman Chamber of Commerce.
Uh-oh.
She froze. Allie.
The June 11th. We have now.
You cut out, you paused a little bit. Can you start with the initial date again?
Absolutely. So with the COVID vaccine clinic, we are coming together with Rite Aid and the Chamber of Commerce. We will have a vaccine clinic on May 21st from 3 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. right across from the farmers market at the Newman Theater. So you can do both. You can, take advantage of the farmers market while you wait for your vaccine. Now, signups, you need to register prior to coming to the vaccine. So May 21st will be Pfizer vaccine number 1. And then June 11th will be Pfizer vaccine 2. We need registrations ahead of time.
Keep losing her a little bit.
Right,
You,
her mic is off.
oh, your mic shut off.
My phone's just going all crazy today. Okay, can you hear me now?
You were at, you'll need registrations previously. We got through the
Okay.
date.
So you'll need some registrations ahead of time to attend this clinic. We ask that if you're interested to call the Teen Center, area code 209-862-4440 between the hours of 3 and 5:30 Monday to Friday to make an appointment. The appointment times are from 3 p.m. to 7:30 every 5 minutes. So we are taking in registrations, I'm sorry. We have gotten the okay from Rite Aid to also register ages 12 and up. So I know a lot of parents are looking for their kids' vaccinations. Now we can start allowing children to sign up for these vaccinations as well with parent consent. So that'll all be happening Friday nights. Now, moving forward, Fit Care registrations are ending this week. We extended it one more week. We are actually getting more children for these Fit Care registrations. Our Fit Kits will take place in July. The first Thursday in July, Fit Kits starts. And just an update, soccer registrations also start in June. June 1st will be our soccer signups for this season. And with that, I can turn it over to the council for any questions.
Any questions for Ally?
Yeah, so we're still basically looking in terms of next year for Fall Festival. Am I correct on that, Ally?
As of where I stand with the Fall Festival, they are going to attempt to do a Fall Festival this year. They don't force I don't foresee them stopping it as their motion or their train is going so far. They on their behalf, but from what I know, they are looking to have the Fall Festival this year.
Oh, great. That sounds great. Now, you're freezing up. So sometimes, when you're over there in Sausalito, you got to have a chart.
Oh, man.
Thank
It's
you,
the
Ally.
AT&T commercial.
Right.
Verizon.
Hey,
Thank you.
Mayor,
Thank you, Ally.
Mayor, if I may, Ally didn't touch on it, but I want to let the council know that we're already working with our local newspaper to take out an advertisement for the clinic, vaccination clinic, and we'll also be posting that on social media. So
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Ally. And again, good job Friday.
you.
Thank you.
Chief Richardson. Good evening.
Mr. Mayor, council members, I'll touch on Fall Festival real quick. Lieutenant Short met with the committee yesterday or earlier. Yeah, yesterday. And they are moving forward. He should be bringing the staff report to you in the second meeting in June is what it looks like. The state is going to possibly decrease some regulations. So they're trying to hold off to see what exactly can go into our plan for Fall Festival, but it's going to be a downsized event a little bit. Also, last week we had our low-cost animal clinic, reported out 89 animals. Our people took part in that and getting some low-cost animal care, spay and neuter, vaccination, things like that. On Saturday, we had our canine crab feed, and it wasn't the way we wanted to have it. It was a drive-through crab feed. The food was still wonderful. They're just hoping to stay in touch with the community so the community continues to support and comes back next year. Hopefully we'll be able to go live next year. Also this week is National Police Week, where we celebrate, or not celebrate, but honor those who have fallen in the line of duty. Unfortunately, it's close to home. In the past 24 hours, we lost a officer in San Luis Obispo. And earlier today, we lost one in Stockton PD. So hits close to home, brings up a lot of memories. So just keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Are from a Newman Police Department. Our thoughts and prayers go out to both agencies and the families. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Chief?
Just be safe, Chief. Blessings for all the staff.
Our prayers are with all of you guys. Thank you. Lou?
Evening, Mayor, council members. Just real brief, staff has produced the first draft of our budget for next year, and it's currently being reviewed for any modifications before we get the final publishment. We want to get it out to you by the end of the month, and then at the first council meeting in June, we'll present it and take a vote on it. Also on our cash flow, we're doing just fine with all of our projects. We have no shortage of funds to be able to continue keeping our contractors active. If you have any questions about anything financial, I'd be glad to answer them for you.
I don't. I like to hear good numbers. Thank you. Anybody have any questions for Lou? All right. Thank you, Lou. Catherine? Good evening.
Thank you, Mayor. I have just a couple of project updates. The Well 10 project is just finished a 5-day test. We got our permit amendment from the state, so that water's been going into the distribution system. And so all is working well and as intended, no major malfunction, which really is a great testament to the contractors and inspectors that took this project to this point. The project should be completed by about May 19th, and then we'll bring a notice of completion to you once we've got 100% completion. We're just starting to do punch lists and doing the walkthroughs and making sure that, you know, everything's exactly as it should be. The YOLO Fig sidewalk project, that is just about wrapped up. We're going to do a final walkthrough on that one tomorrow. I walked it yesterday and didn't see too many things, a couple of little things. And so hopefully they'll get that taken care of. And so we'll bring a notice of completion for that project to you. Main Street, they just got the slurry on. There's a couple more steps. They're going to be closing down Main Street one more time to do the striping. We want to let the slurry set up and cure for about 10 days before we do that. So that'll probably occur on a Monday again in a couple weeks. And so I don't have a hard date for that yet, but then that project will be close to completion as well. Then we'll move on and start doing some other projects. We're with the Public Works guys have been pruning a lot of trees and taking care of concerns and our water system and getting the parks dialed in with some fertilizer and setting all the timers and fixing irrigation. They're working really hard out there. The parks are looking really good. See a Public Works guy, give them a thank you. And that's all I got, but I can take any questions if you have any.
Any questions for Catherine? All right, see none. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you for all the updates and your hard work.
You're
And everybody's hard work.
You're
Chief
welcome.
Cohen? Good evening.
Your mic, Chief.
That works. There we go. Good evening, Mayor, Council. Sorry, technology. Just wanted to bring attention to you guys. The last few weeks, we've been having trash can fires as people start barbecuing. Just remember, don't throw the coals in the trash can. Leave them out, let them cool down. You may think they're cold, but they're not. So hose them down, keep them cold, and then if you can put your hand in there, then they're cold, and you can throw them in the trash cans. We had a couple trash cans burn up over the last week or two. So I just want to remind you guys to be fire safe. It is going to be a dry, hot year, so we're expecting to stay busy. I can answer any questions that you guys might have.
Anything for Chief?
Yeah, what type of beer is that?
What's that?
What type of beer was that?
Beer? Oh, what I'm drinking? Oh, I can't tell you. I'm on duty.
All right.
I'm
Thank
just
you.
jiving you, Chief. God bless you, man.
Moving to item number 13, Items from city council members. Councilman Ball?
And my wife and I each had a ticket for the crab feed. Food was outstanding and the portions were huge. It takes a lot to get me full, but it worked. Good job to the staff on that. The other item is Chief Bowen and I attended the Stanislaus County Disaster Council on April 29th.
We can't hear you.
A little hard to hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Bo.
Hear me better now?
Yeah.
So Chief Bowen and I attended the Stanislaus County Disaster Council April 29th. Very informative. Just a reminder to everyone that it's going to be a difficult year in terms of water. And it's going to be a difficult fire season. It was a very informative meeting. They have them twice a year and look forward to the next one.
Yes. Thank you for that. Councilman McDonald?
Yes, I have a question, and maybe it's for yourself, Mayor and Newbie. I want to meet with the council members to discuss a matter between the five of us. And how do I go about doing that without,
Without violating the Brown Act? Why don't we do this? Why don't we set up a call with the mayor and Michael offline so that we can discuss and you can give us further details, and then we can figure out the best way, if it's something that we can agendize for the meeting or agendize for closed session, or if it can be resolved some other way. So why don't we do that? Michael, does that work for you?
Yes, I'll work to set that up.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. And that's all I have. Just have a safe week.
Thank you. Councilman Pimentel?
Yeah. Well, since we brought up that 6 o'clock, I think we ought to move our meetings to 6 o'clock if we decide to get back up into the conference room, if that would be all right. As long as we get our shots and wear masks, can we do that? The 7 o'clock is awfully late, and people would show up more than 7 o'clock.
Actually, we had that discussion, and we voted on this about 3 months ago.
Where was I?
You weren't here yet. It was pre-you.
I count now. I count.
The reason we talked about, and one of the reasons we stayed with 7 was because a lot of people work, a lot of people commute.
Right.
And we want to we are more or less a commuting town, and we want people the opportunity to make it home to be able to attend those meetings.
All right, I'll go with that, I guess.
And there's a lot of people there's a lot of people in the community that would want to run for office potentially that we'd eliminate because they also commute and work out of town and they get back. So
all right, I'll
just
do
one of those. That's the reason we went with that.
All right. Anyway, let's just wear our masks and let's hope for the best. And hopefully the town will open up June 16th, I believe you said. I thought it was going to be the 26th, but the 16th is fine with me. So
somewhere around
all I got to say tonight. Thank you.
Pro Tem Candia.
Nothing tonight. Sorry about being late. I'm over in Merced today and Wi-Fi is not so good here, so.
No problem. Looks like we have a couple people having Wi-Fi issues. It's just what happens with technology. Thank you for that.
That's great. Technology's great.
It is until it doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, John, I brought that 6 o'clock up meeting a couple months back and everybody said no. So.
Oh, well, at least I had someone that wanted to go to 6 o'clock with me. That's all right. That's fine.
I
hope
just
everyone has a good night.
I'd just like to say a couple of things. I bought crab feed tickets. I was unable to attend it because we were out of the area, but I heard the crab feed ended up being outstanding. So thank you for the K9 unit and putting that together. And it is Police Week Memorial. Like Chief said, we had 2 officers close to us both get killed within the last 24 hours, as well as 2 more in Texas. So kind of a hard year so far with the amount of officers that have been killed. So keep them in your prayers and, you know,
Give it
been a
Rose.
tough year. So with that, I move for adjournment.
So moved.
I'll second that one.
All in favor, say aye.
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 5-0.
Good night, you all.
Have a good
Good
night,
night.
everyone.
Bye, night.